What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Hoops Reference YouTube channel, where I upload at least twice a week, so make sure you subscribe below if you're a new viewer. The 2018 All-Stars were announced recently, and some of the selections were a little bit questionable, so today we're going to be going over the 5 players who got snubbed hardest from the game. The player that probably got snubbed harder than anyone else was Lou Williams of the Los Angeles Clippers. The 31-year-old former 6th Man of the Year award winner is currently having the best season of his entire career at 31 years old and in his 13th season. He's averaging a career-high 23.2 points, a career-high 5.1 assists, and 1 steal per game. Looking deeper into his numbers, we find out why his season has been even more impressive, though. His workload has been higher than ever before, and instead of letting a bigger workload harm his efficiency, he's actually become even more efficient from the field as a result. He's shooting 44.8% from the field, 40% from 3, and his true shooting percentage is 60.4%. For reference, Lou Williams is one of only 7 guards in the league that has a true shooting percentage above 60, while also taking 5 shots per game or more. Now, the numbers aren't the only reason his resume has been all-star worthy. His Clippers team has been riddled with injuries all season long, and he has been the only source of constant production. Blake Griffin has missed 16 games, Danilo Gallinari has missed 36 games, Patrick Beverley is out for the entire season, and Milos Teodosic has missed 27 games this year. Even with all of those key injuries and key players missing significant time, Lou Williams has led the Clippers to a 23-24 record, with the team only being 1 game back of a playoff spot. Most team seasons would have crumbled after experiencing that much injury woes, but most teams also don't have Lou Williams on their team. The next player that had an all-star resume that will be watching the game from home is Paul George. George has been playing great basketball on both ends of the floor all season long, and has even had his name in the early talks of Defensive Player of the Year candidacy. While he did struggle to find his place on the team early on in the season, he's been fitting in very well lately, and the team has been clicking as a result. He's averaging 20.9 points, 5.6 rebounds, 3 assists, and an NBA-leading 2.1 steals per game. Now, while these numbers may only appear good and not great at first, you have to realize that he's playing alongside Russell Westbrook, who just by who he is demands a high usage. Your production is going to lower alongside Westbrook, and that's just how it is. Where George impresses at an all-star level, however, is his three-point shooting and his defense along with those good numbers. He shoots 42.2% from 3, which ranks 17th in the league, but the only person ranked higher than him that has shot as many threes as he has is Klay Thompson. Defensively, George is finally beginning to reach his full potential. He's using his 6' 9" height and his 7' wingspan to pester opponents all game. He leads the league in deflections per game on defense, showing that he's really been doing an excellent job making it difficult for his matchup to get open, to dribble the ball, and to make passes. The Thunder are also the 5th best defense in the NBA, and with George oftentimes covering the best player on the other team, he's been a major part of that. Next up on the list of players that got snubbed is Chris Paul of the Houston Rockets. The main reason that Chris Paul got left off the team this year is because of the amount of time that he's missed, but I honestly don't think that that's a very good excuse. He's played in 29 games, and the Rockets are 25-4 in games that he's played in. Also, if you want to use missed games as a reason to keep him out, then the same could be applied to Steph Curry, who led the league in votes in the West, and only played 4 more games than Paul has. CP3 is averaging 18.8 points, 8.8 assists, which ranks 4th in the league, 5.9 rebounds, and 1.9 steals per game, which is 8th best in the league. Plus, the Rockets have developed into a top 10 defense in the league, thanks in large part to Paul bringing his first-team all-defense capabilities to Houston's backcourt. Overall, the Rockets have the second best record in the league, so they deserve more than one All-Star, especially when they have someone on the court that's been producing like one. Next up on the list of snubbies is Andre Drummond of the Detroit Pistons. Drummond has been an absolute force in the paint, grabbing rebounds his entire career. He's been one of the league's best rebounds every year he's been in the league, yet this year he's taken an even bigger step forward in that regard, and is now averaging 15.3 rebounds per game, which leads the NBA easily. Only 2 current players in the league have even ever averaged 15 rebounds or more in a season, and those 2 players are Andre Drummond this year and Kevin Love back in 2011. He's making history on the glass, yet he was not rewarded for his efforts. Besides his rebounding numbers, he's been averaging a solid 14.7 points per game on 54.7% shooting from the field. Also, as someone who's been historically bad as a free throw shooter in the past, often shooting around 30 or 40% from the free throw line, he has improved that number to 63.1% from the free throw line this year. Also, on top of all of that, he's one of 3 centers in the league this year averaging more than 3 assists per game, averaging 3.9, which is by far another career high for him. He's clearly put in a lot of work to improve his game in almost every area, yet the league did not reward him for those improvements. The final player on this list of people snubbed from the All-Star game is Ben Simmons of the Philadelphia 76ers. The youngest player on this list, Simmons is making his impact felt on the league already as a rookie. His game is very well balanced, bringing a little bit of everything to the table, which has made him into a triple-double threat on a nightly basis. On the season, he averages 16.4 points, 8.1 rebounds, 7.4 assists, 1.8 steals, and 0.9 blocks per game, while also shooting 50.9% from the field. Only Ben Simmons and Russell Westbrook are averaging at least 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists on the year, by the way. And speaking of triple-doubles, Simmons has the 3rd most in the league, having already notched 5 of them so far this year. After that, the next highest total by a player is 2, so him, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook have been in a tier of their own in that regard. Also, his game is just more fun to watch than other players who made the game. He's tall, fast, athletic, with the ability to throw flashy passes and catch lobs. His presence would have made the game a much more entertaining game if nothing else, and isn't that the entire point of an All-Star game? I realize he's only 21 years old and a rookie, which is probably a major factor into why he was left out. But he has the production and flash that is perfect for an All-Star game, and instead he's going to have to settle for just playing in the Rising Stars game. And with that being said, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe to my channel if you're new. I post at least 2 videos every week, so stay tuned for that, and follow me on social media @HoopsReference for updates and more. See you next video.